time on me, don't run away. Cause baby, we got unfinished business said.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and welcome to a new video. So this video is going to be a comparison video of Atlanta versus Houston. Now a little background on me. I moved to Houston last year around May and I lived there for about 14 months before relocating back to Atlanta for school. So because I'm back in Atlanta now, I wanted to sit down and make a comparison video for you guys comparing both cities. I know that a lot of people are either looking to move from Atlanta to Houston or from Houston to Atlanta. I know there's a lot of exchange going on in those places. So I just want to be a resource for you guys, okay? So I hope you find this helpful, and if you're interested in getting to know more, keep watching. Okay y'all, so in comparing Houston to Atlanta, the main thing that needs to be discussed is affordability. So it goes without saying, but Houston is definitely more affordable than Atlanta. For my 460 square foot apartment, which I loved, I'll link the apartment tour in this video as well, I was paying about $14.50 for it. And for my same square foot apartment in Atlanta, I'm paying much higher than that. So my current apartment is very nice. It is in a relatively good location where I can access a lot of the popular locations. So that definitely is factored in the price, I'm sure. But I will say that just overall, everything in Houston was so much more affordable. In regards to things like gas was always about 10 to 15 cents cheaper in Houston than it was in Atlanta from what I noticed when I would travel back and forth. Groceries were more affordable. Things like chicken was more affordable. Like just small distinct things that I eat because I consume a lot of the same foods on a regular basis. I just noticed that overall things were just more affordable in Houston. So I would definitely say cost of living more affordable in Houston than the city of Atlanta. I will make sure to specify that I do live in the city. I don't live in Metro Atlanta, I live in the city. So that is what I'm comparing it. In Houston, I did live about a 12-minute drive from downtown, but y'all know Houston is so much bigger than Atlanta anyway, so it's hard to compare in that way. But yes, overall affordability, Houston had that on lock, okay? Now, in regards to things to do, I will have to say that Atlanta has stepped its game up completely, okay? When I left Atlanta 3 years ago, Atlanta was not what it is now. Atlanta has developed so beautifully over the years. There's so much to do now, and they're still continuing to build so many more things. So the Atlanta we know now and the Atlanta we'll know in 3 years will not be recognizable. So much is unrecognizable to me, right? And I would still travel back and forth, but stuff like now, I'm just like, girl, like, where do we get that? Like, I'll be driving down the road all the time and I'll be asking people around me like, girl, was that there the whole time? Like, what is this building? What is this place? Like, what is this? There's just so many new establishments, so much construction happening all the time. And you know, this is a great place to buy property. A lot of things are happening now. I know the World Cup's gonna take place here in a few years. So y'all, Atlanta is booming. Like, so I would say Atlanta is a great place to invest in at the moment because the room for growth is incredible. And comparing that to Houston is pretty established in what it is right now. I will say there is a lot more to do, in my opinion, in Houston than there is in Atlanta, simply because, like I said, one, it's more established. Two, Houston is just bigger. There's so many different neighborhoods. You can go to uptown, downtown. Like, it's so much to do, and every little area offers different things. So although Houston has more to do, Atlanta is in the process of developing into something that is going to be unrecognizable to a lot of us. So take that how you want it, child, but I'm not gonna lie, like, it's crazy out here in a good way. Like, it's great to see. So yeah. And in regards to like bars and parks and lounges and churches and all of that, both cities have amazing options. Atlanta has beautiful parks all over, and so does Houston. Houston had Buffalo Bayou, which was one of my favorite parks. Y'all know Atlanta has Piedmont. Centennial Olympic Park is actually closed, but the things around it are still open. But in comparison to actual things to do, like, they both offer the same type of like lifestyle depending, and you can find different things to do also based off of your interests, right? So if you have something you like doing, there's probably multiple places you can do that in both cities, no matter where you go. So yeah. In terms of education, y'all know that I'm currently a student. Both cities have great schools you can enroll into based off of your interests. I was not a student in Houston, but I had friends that were, and they loved their programs they were involved in. Obviously Atlanta has like SCAD and like Emory and like UGA. There's so many good universities as well. So I would say in terms of education, you can find great options in both cities. Now the next topic I have is in regards to transportation. I keep mentioning this, but Houston is massive. Houston is massive. So I could not imagine living in Houston and not having a car unless you live in a really smaller neighborhood where everything's accessible by walking or maybe by like a 2-minute Uber or something, you know. I definitely had a car in Houston. I love my car. I drove that thing everywhere. But the driving in Houston, I need to mention this because it was insane. I've never seen such terrible driving. I've never seen such terrible driving as I have witnessed in that city. It was insane. These people do not play. They will they'll run you over and keep going. Like, same in Atlanta, but in Houston, it's just different. Like, the animosity, the violence, like, it's just different. Like, it's different. Everyone speeds like crazy. Everyone drives like, it's just mayhem. Thankfully, I never got into an accident, but you really have to be very attentive and very careful how you drive out there, because people do not care about your life. I promise you, they don't. They don't. Now, comparing that to Atlanta, I will say that in Atlanta there is MARTA, there is public transportation, and because Atlanta is smaller, MARTA can help you and public transportation can help you get to places. When I was in college, I lived downtown and I was working in Sandy Springs, and I took MARTA to get from one location to another. So MARTA is very efficient. Highly recommend that if you don't have a car, but I obviously still have my car and I love driving it. Also because I have family that lives outside the city, so I'm able to kind of just drive my car and get to places as efficiently as I can. And in regards to driving in Atlanta, it's insane. It's crazy. People are also not nice here, but it's a different level of animosity and, like, you know, rage that Houstonians possess that Atlantans almost don't. So just be careful, just regardless. Do not talk to these drivers crazy, because they carry. These people carry and they will use it on you. Please be careful how you drive. And honestly, I'm speaking to myself because I have an attitude problem, but be very attentive and be very careful. That takes me to my next point in regards to safety. To be honest, I won't say that I felt safer or feel safer in one city than the other. In Houston, my car got broken into. In Atlanta, windows get broken every day. You know, like, there's violence that happens on a regular basis in both cities. I won't say that one city's safer than another. Just protect yourself in the best way that you feel fit. Buddy system is still something we should implement at our big age. It doesn't matter how old we are, the buddy system is so important. Make sure that your loved ones know your location at all times. Make sure that you speak to people when you're doing something, when you're going to someone's house for the first time, when you're meeting someone for the first time. Like, at least let one person know who you're with when you're with them. You know what I mean? Especially if they're not someone who's familiar to you, because the amount of stories that are out here of just different situations happening is heartbreaking. And it's so sad to see that some things could have been preventable, you know? So please just take care of yourself and move in a way that makes sense for your life and the people around you. So yeah, you guys, that's kind of my list, my breakdown of both cities. I loved living in Houston. It was amazing. I had a great time. Like I said, there was so much to do out there. I never felt like I was bored. I almost had to decline invitations to stuff because I would be so exhausted, but I miss Houston a lot. So if you're looking to move out there, I highly recommend it, and I do have videos just letting y'all know of my experience, so make sure to check out my channel for that. And you know, if you're looking to move to Atlanta, girl, come on, okay? They say that we're full, but they keep building stuff, so I guess we're not as full as they think we are, because who's gonna occupy all these buildings that they're building? Like, they're steady building all these buildings, so I'm just like, I guess we're really not full. So if you feel like you want to come out here, if you feel like you have goals, if you feel like Atlanta's a city for you, come along, but just make sure to do your own research and understand the culture here, because this city is not like any other city I've been to. And I know y'all probably hear that, but it's very true. I'm only acclimated to it because, like I said, I went to college here, grew up here for a little bit, so I guess I'm not a proper transplant. And speaking of transplants, I will say that both cities do have a lot of transplants. Both cities do have people who are moving there for the first time and wanting to establish themselves and make friends and all of that. So because of that, you're able to meet a lot of people who want to make friends and want to find a community. So don't be afraid. Don't let your newness in a city affect you or inhibit you from moving there. It's good to start over. Starting over just allows you the opportunity to just recreate yourself and represent yourself in a way that's more representative of who you are, right? And maybe not your past or anything like that. So I always recommend moving if it aligns with your goals and your journey and where you want to go versus where you are presently. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them down below. Like I said, make sure to check out my channel for more resources in regards to Atlanta and Houston and all of that. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Mwah. Bye.